What's up, everyone? I'm Ethan, and I'm here with my boy Garrett.
What's going on?
And welcome to HIVE Sports, where we talk all things NFL and college football.
Today we're continuing our Freshman Spotlight series with the top wide receiver in the incoming freshman class. Dakorien Moore initially was committed to LSU, but he flipped to Oregon, and now he's going to come in as a true freshman right away and provide a big time weapon for Dante Moore in that Oregon passing attack. And just going through his prospect profile real quick before we get into the tape. He is a little bit undersized, 5'11", 182, nothing crazy though, and he is an absolute freak of nature as far as athleticism goes, right, Ethan?
I mean, 10-400-meter dash is, that is elite as elite. I mean, he's probably already running a 4.3, 40 with that. And so definitely excited to see once he gets some college level training. I mean, this guy could be NFL combine ready next season.
Yeah, he's a guy who could probably come in right away. Like, if he was in the combine this year, he probably would have ran a 4.3. So, I mean, we were
Crazy.
talking a little bit earlier. I feel like these guys who are top prospects and they also already have elite athleticism entering college, they have a lot less of a demand when it comes to production because they're
Yeah.
already going to be remembered as five-star high school recruits with elite athleticism. So it's really easy to rationalize drafting these guys, even if they have underwhelming college production. So, as long
100%.
as they produce to a degree, they're pretty much shoe-ins for first or second round draft capital in the NFL, and that's definitely something to keep in mind.
100%. And I mean, a little undersized, we talked about that earlier, but I mean, he has a 24-foot long jump, which I know isn't necessarily a vertical, but if you're jumping 24 feet in a long jump, I know you're getting up there in probably 40 plus inch vertical. So this guy's as explosive as it gets. I mean, so this is some of the craziest numbers we've seen so far in our prospecting. So definitely excited to turn on the film and see what we got.
Yeah, he's got a steep comparison to last year's number one wide receiver in Jeremiah Smith, but
Yeah.
it's going to be exciting to see what this kid can do as well. And yeah, let's just jump right into the tape. Duncanville 6A, Texas football, definitely a high level of competition, kind of a contrast from Harlan Berry and some of the other guys that we've covered with a little bit lower level competition. These are the best of the best that he's going against.
Oh, man. Right away, just love that balance. Love the fact that he can get low to the ground and just stay on 2 feet.
Yeah.
And he's just running away from people.
And as we watch, I want you to let me know who your comp for him would be, because I have one in mind.
Well, I don't want to foreshadow, but I did see 24/7 there have Brandon Cooks. I think that's a pretty
Yeah,
good
yeah,
little
I saw
comp
that
there.
one. Not too shabby. I had another one in mind though, so
Okay, let me think about it a little bit.
yeah. You can see the game speed too, though. I mean, he's easily taking the top
Oh,
off the defense, catch a ball in traffic, strong hands.
this is a little bit of a throwback. I'm not, this is when we were a little bit younger too, but I remember watching Adoree Jackson at J. Sarah when he was in high school. Kind of reminds me of like his route running and the fact that he would just float when he's running, and it was just no matter what level of competition. I don't care if it was a whole defense of 5 stars. He's just so explosive and elite of an athlete that it just looks like it's effortless.
That is a throwback, huh? A lot of these kids watching these days might not even remember him.
Yeah, aging ourselves.
I know. In Oregon, it's worth mentioning they just lost Evan Stewart to a knee injury for the year. So they're going to need someone to step up in that wide receiver room. And it could be a talented freshman. We saw Jeremiah Smith and
Mm,
Ryan Williams put up insane numbers last year. So
yeah.
not expecting that, but I'm expecting at least some production from him as a true freshman.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think the trend is going towards if you're an athlete and you're able to play, doesn't matter if you're 18, 17, 16, 15, if you're a freshman in college, even if you're 17 like Ryan Williams, they're going to put you out there if you're the best of the best.
Yeah. And especially with wide receiver these days, it seems like the wide receivers out of high school are coming into college a little
Yeah.
bit more developed and prepared, as opposed to maybe 10 or 20 years ago.
Yeah, and a lot of times too, it's just these guys who are 5'11", 6 foot, 180, 190 pounds are just running super fast. Like they don't, sure, a little bit of mass will help them out, but like they don't need that when they're running a, 10-4-100, right? Like if they're running a
Yeah.
4-3-40, again, like I don't care how old you are. It's like a 4-3 is a 4-3 regardless of age.
Hmm.
Whereas maybe as like a running back, you're going to need some size because you're in collisions a lot, or quarterback, you're going to have to build that arm strength. And so those positions are a little bit more important to kind of develop physically. Whereas as a wide receiver, I mean, if you're running away from people, you're running away from them.
Yeah. The days of only getting elite draft capital if you're Andre Johnson or Mike Evans
Yeah,
size is they're definitely over in the NFL. So
100%. He's definitely, oh man,
oh, a little defense out there too. Okay, I see
right.
why Travis Hunter is his boy now. Okay.
And I just, if you play wide receiver or DB, sometimes, people think they're a little annoying, but you got to have that swagger. So it's definitely, good to see that he's confident and he's going to be playing against some of the best talent. So definitely
He's
good that
physical
he.
too, man. I mean, he's
Mhm.
only a buck 80, but he definitely plays big. And you saw that hit that he put on that kid at DB.
There you go. It'd be nice to see a little bit of high pointing. I know some of these balls have been, he's also just so wide open that, it's kind of like when you see the stat of like contested catch rate percentage, and it's just like if you're running away from people, there's not many contested catches. So
Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see if he's able to kind of high point and really use his explosiveness when he needs it against some of the better athletes on defense.
for sure.
Man, they're really letting them. When I was in high school, they didn't let you do anything. They just said hand the football to the ref. You couldn't dance. You couldn't do anything.
Those would all
Uh,
been flags, man.
yeah, it's like okay, boomer. Man, he's just hiding. That is a common trend that when as we've watched film and just seen some of the more elite talents, their running seems effortless, right? We've talked about some other guys who are just gliding with their strides. They're not like they don't look like they're trying too hard. It's just so smooth, and that really translates well.
Yeah. He reminds me a little bit. I see a little bit of OBJ, young OBJ in him.
Ah, you're a
Just with
Giants
the
boy.
after the catch stuff. I haven't seen the one-handed catches in traffic yet, but
The three finger catches.
yeah.
No, it's nice to also see him in the screen game too. I think as somebody who's super quick, they're going to try to get the ball to him early on at Oregon. So
Yeah, it's just instantaneous acceleration after the catch too.
yeah,
It doesn't hurt though that Keelan Russell was probably hitting him in stride
um,
more often than not.
very true, very true.
But yeah, overall, how would you say he compares to the top guys in last year's class? Because for me, I would personally say that he's a step down from the top guys in last year's class, but he's still a very good prospect.
Yeah, 100%. It's also just hard because we saw Jeremiah Smith and Ryan
Yeah.
Williams actually produce early on, and I think a lot of people, oh man, nasty. Um,
Hindsight's 2020, right?
exactly,
But
right. So it's just hard to predict. But I mean, he's explosive, and I mean, like we've been talking about, young
yeah.
wide receivers are making an impact right away, and he has the attributes to definitely be a guy like that, especially with Oregon. I mean, they kind of need that explosive weapon, and Dante Moore is gonna come in with that. I mean, at least in my opinion, he's going to come in there as that starting quarterback, and he's going to need a go-to guy. And if it means a young young wide receiver coming out of Duncanville, I'm sure he'd be happy.
Yeah, 100%. It's going to be interesting to see how, like, because it's really hard to sometimes tell how good of a route runner these guys are based on
Mhm.
high school tape. Because 90% of the highlights are just bombs or yak after short dump off. So it's tough to tell, especially with the quality of high school tape just kind of being
Yeah,
bad. But it's a good
but
sign though that he already is making plays at Oregon spring camp and stuff, and
yeah, 100%.
he hit the ground running at least from what I heard.
Dan Lanning's excited for him for sure. He's made that clear.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen some of his route running so far. I mean, like you mentioned, it's it's nice you have Keelan Russell throwing you the ball, but that also means he's going to be running some outs, and he's not just going to have to be throwing deep balls because he has a quarterback that actually can hit him, on tempo and on stride. So
That's a good point. Yeah, definitely a pro style offense with a legit quarterback. All
Yeah,
right.
very
So what
talented.
would you say? What would you say overall? Were you impressed? What did you think?
One hundred percent. The thing about college football, and as somebody who played in college, speed really is everything. And the way that college football is moving, even now, even more so nowadays, speed, agility, can you stop on a dime, can you accelerate, is so huge. And if and his route running looked good, but like if his route running wasn't super crisp, that's teachable, right? And that's something that Dan Lanning, that staff at Oregon, can for sure help coach. And so to see kind of those initial attributes of just he's not just fast on paper, right? Like he looks like a guy who is
Yeah.
top. I mean, there's probably not more than a handful of guys in this class that are faster than him, if at all, right?
Yeah. No, he's up there, man, and it's gonna be exciting to see how he transitions to college football because I think he's set up well, having played
Mm-hmm.
6A, Texas football. The game speed matches up with the track
Yeah.
speed. So we'll see how he does as a freshman at Oregon this year. Oregon is a good school, I think, overall at developing wide receivers. Maybe not Ohio State or LSU,
Yeah.
but they're in that second tier, I think. I would say personally, but.
100%.
Hope you guys enjoyed the highlights and like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. We got more coming your way.
Yep. See y'all soon.